core, abs, Pilates. Starting right now. Hey, I'm Preston. Let's get started with a warm-up right away. Outside today, beautiful day. A little hot. Start with the cat and the cow. So inhale, drop the stomach, look up for the cow. Arch the back. And then exhale, round the back, push the mat away. Maybe shift your weight back towards your heels for the cat. Let's do 2 more of each. Inhale, drop the stomach, arch the back, pinch the shoulder blades together, push the chest out for the cow. Then exhale, round the back, push the mat away for the cat. 1 more. Cat and cow. Excellent job. Let's do some upper back stretch. So we'll start by raising the left arm up to the sky, thread it underneath the right shoulder, rest your left shoulder on the mat, walk your right hand forward, hold that. It's a hot one today, so I'll be modifying a little bit if you see me moving around. Then walk your hands back to center, back to that neutral quadruped. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Right arm up to the sky, thread it underneath your left. Rest your right shoulder on the mat, walk your left hand forward. Upper back stretch for the right. Let's walk it back to center. Let's do a pigeon pose to kind of open up the hips a little bit. So come to a plank real quick. Drive your right knee between your wrists and then lower yourself down. Pigeon pose for the right. Exhale, then come up to that plank, step the left foot back. Drive the left knee between the wrists. Scooch that right leg back, pigeon pose on the left. So today we're doing 30 minutes of abs, core, Pilates. We start and end every core routine with an ever increasing plank. So I believe we're up to 1 minute and 30 or 1 minute and 32. So we'll do that first, then get into some more core exercises. So let's step ourselves back to plank when you're ready. We have about 5 more seconds, then we'll get right into that first plank. So either straight arm plank or forearm plank. Yeah, plank for 1 minute and 32 seconds starts now. So check in on that good plank form. You have your wrists underneath your elbows and your elbows underneath your shoulders. You squeeze through your core, maybe tuck your seat a little bit, retract your shoulder blades a little bit. Look down at the mat. You're really squeezing everything. You can also change to a forearm plank, like so. Just make sure you bring your butt with you, tuck your pelvis under, and engage that core. How much time do we have left? I think 40 seconds or so. Yeah, 40 seconds or so. You can also alternate between the forearm plank and the straight arm plank. It's very sunny, so it's kind of hard to see the timer. Less than 30 seconds to go. You can do anything for 30 seconds. I had the smart choice of wearing all dark colored clothing on this super hot and super sunny day. Have the sunscreen on. Safety first. After the timer goes off, we'll sit back into a child's pose. Alright, let's take a quick child's pose before we get into our first core exercise. So shift your weight back towards your heels. Alright, up first, full leg raises. We'll start with our lower back on the mat, our legs in the tabletop. How hot is the mat? Not bad. Hands down by your side, legs glued together. Lower the legs down together and then back up as high as you can. Try and keep your legs nice and straight. Your legs glued together. Your lower back is always connected with the mat. You can go down slow, up slow, or maybe down slow and up fast, or maybe down fast. And you guessed it, up slow. 3, 2, 1, transition. That means I grab a sip of water. Gotta stay hydrated out here in this hot weather. All right, we have Russian twists with a tuck. So we're going to put our heels into the ground, sit up nice and tall, lean back a little bit. We're going to do 2 Russian twists on both sides, so you get those elbows as close to the mat as possible. Then tuck your knees in and extend them out. 2 Russian twists. Tuck your knees into your chest, extend them out. Option here to keep the feet off the mat. It makes it a little bit more challenging. Tuck it in, extend it out. Follow your hands with your eyes. Lean back until you are about to tip over. And try and get that elbow as close to the mat as possible. So either heels on the ground or heels off the ground. Very good transition time. I'm going to try and take a drink every time we transition. All right, Superman. If this doesn't fry me, then be good to go. All right, so we want to lay down flat on the mat, push your pelvis down, scoop your abs up, glue your legs together, lift your legs a couple of inches off the mat, extend the arms out nice and long. Now you're in Superman. Are you still pushing your pelvis down, scooping your abs up? Reach as far as you can in both directions, nice and long. Option to add a little lat pull down the center of your back, or maybe swim the arms around all the way to the back and hold it for a second. Or you can just hold the static Superman for the duration. What could be next? Who knows? Let's see. X-ups. Or as my timer program says, XUPS. You make your body into an X. You take your right hand and touch your left foot as you sit up, and then you lower back down, make that X. Left hand to right foot. So alternate foot, alternate hand. Go at your own pace. You can make this more challenging by levitating your arms and legs off the mat at all times, keeping all limbs off the mat. Otherwise, you could dig those heels into the mat and just reach opposite hand, opposite foot, transition. Well, move my phone so it doesn't overheat. What could be next? Crunch. Let's do a tabletop crunch. So you bring your legs to tabletop, hands gently supporting the head. You're looking at your belly button, and you're just doing small crunches. That's it. Exhale as you crunch forward. Inhale as you crunch back. Or maybe exhale for every 2 you do, then inhale for every 2 you do. So the goal is to keep your head, neck, and shoulders curled off the mat. Your lower back is glued to the mat. There's no movement from your chest to your hips. Your legs can stay in tabletop, or you can place them down on the mat. Just small little crunches. You're staring at your belly button or your thighs. alternating toe taps. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Let's sit up into tabletop here, and we're going to extend one leg as we tap the other foot. So extend and tap. So my left hand's touching my right foot, my right hand's touching my left foot. I'm driving those knees into my chest. I'm doing a little torso twist, trying to extend those legs out as long as I can, as I never let my feet touch the mat, just chilling with these alternating toe taps. We usually do this standing up, but my camera is not ready for that, so we do it sitting. I'm really digging this sipping in between every exercise. All right, crisscross, legs to tabletop, lower back in the mat. Extend one leg, opposite armpit to opposite knee. So my right leg's extended, my right armpit is trying to touch my left knee, and then you switch. How slow and controlled can you make the switch without dropping any of that energy? So you're keeping your head and neck and shoulders curled off the mat. You're extending that opposite leg as long as you can. You're trying to get your armpit to touch your knee, curling up even more every time. Less than 10 seconds left here. It's warm, but it's bearable. And I must say, the water is helping tremendously. All right. Bear hold with the reach. So you start in all fours. Then you lift your knees a couple of inches off the mat. You engage your abs. You tighten, you brace yourself. You extend one arm out, back down to the mat. Extend the other arm out, back down to the mat. Goal here is to keep your hips as steady as possible. Keep your torso as level as possible. No twisting, just reaching. When you reach, you're forced to keep or to engage your abs even more, to hold that balance. 5 more seconds. Let's get one more in on the other side. 2 and 1. Transition time. Here we go. Slow mountain climber. So from that all four position, again, we can step our left foot back, our right foot back, and just drive in the knees slowly, and really try and reach that knee up to your wrist or elbow. You want to keep your hips nice and low, shoulder blades slightly retracted, and go at your own pace, but you want to go slow. You want to focus on using those core muscles, those abs, those lower abs, to pull in your knee. 10 more seconds. And take a quick rest here. It's also windy, which is nice, because the wind feels good, man. So glute bridge, again, lower back on the mat, push your heels into the mat, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips up as high as they can go. Take a nice big inhale, raise your glutes even higher, then slowly lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Tuck your pelvis, peel up, vertebrae by vertebrae, hold it at the top, and then lift it even higher, and then slowly roll it down. You just keep that going at your own pace. You could also try moving your feet closer. or maybe further away to see how that changes your glute bridge. All right, transition. What do we have next? Body saw. All right, so we come down to a forearm plank. Extend those legs back, forearms bear most of the weight. Get that good forearm plank first, which means your butt is in the same line with your shoulders, and then you use your abs to propel yourself forward and back. You could also use your toes and your forearms a little bit, but focus on those abs pulling you forward and back. So you don't want your butt up here, because then you're not using your abs at all. You want it in line, engaged, pelvis tucked under, shoulders retracted, nice and low, just sawing back and forth. 3, 2, and 1. Great work, Leaf. What is next? So flip over, lie down, bring your legs into tabletop, make an L with your legs, and then just big bicycles. So you are trying to end your bicycle with your legs in an L, and then you reach your legs forward as you extend one up and one out. Try and have your legs straight for the majority of that circle. Let's reverse the circle, other direction. So still try and create that L shape with your legs as you do the bicycle. All right, transition time. Water break time for me. I think we're near the end. All right, roll-ups. Roll-ups. One of the things that I am not good at. So you start with your heels a little further away from your butt. You raise your arms up to the sky, your lower back's glued into the mat. You roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. And you use as little momentum as possible to roll up, grab your wrists, and slowly roll it down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Again, inhale, then on the exhale, you peel up, roll up. I have to use a little bit of momentum there. I try not to. I'm getting better at using no momentum. Shoulders down and back. C shape with the spine on the way down. Nice work. Wonder what is next. I know I keep saying that. I usually know what is next. I know I keep saying. Nice work. More. Nice work. Transition. Water break time. Flutter kicks, flutter kicks. So you again, you lie on down, lower back in the mat, arms down by your side, head either up or down, legs out to 45 degrees, and you just do small little flutters. I prefer to have my head up, so just small little movements with your legs, fluttering up and down. You can add some challenging by lowering and lifting your legs as you do the flutter kick. The goal here is to not lower them to the point where your lower back arches off the mat. You want to keep your lower back flat into the mat the entire time as you do the flutter kicks. Just keep that going. Small little flutter kicks. Nice work. Nice work. The wind is my savior. Today. All right, so let's do some crunches with bicycles. We'll do the number that's on the screen. I don't know that number, it's a random number. So for the crunches, we bring our legs to tabletop. We do the crunches, then we go right in to the Criss Cross bicycles. So whatever number of crunches is on the screen, I want you to do. Whatever number of bicycles is on the screen, I want you to do. It's randomly generated. However, right now I don't have that random number, so I don't really know how many we're doing, but I know we're doing some of each. So I'm just doing 3 and 4, 3 crunches, 4 bicycles, but you do whatever's on the screen. However, we are done with that exercise. All right, so that means that we press our heels into the mat, hands behind our hips. As we reach and lift up to the sky, we raise our hips up and then we lower them back down. Experiment where your feet, your heels should be. The goal here is to really get those hips up as high as you can and hold it at the top for a brief second. So this is a core exercise, a glute exercise, a hamstring exercise. My hamstrings are very weak, so I have one hell of a time holding that at the top because my hamstrings just want to give out. What's up next? That's the question of the day. Scissor crossover, similar to the Flutter Kicks. So hands down by your side, legs, let's do starting legs up to the sky, nice and straight. We scissor our legs together, crossing over as we lower them down. Option to keep your head up or down on the mat. Once your legs get back up to straight top, you slowly lower them down, again to the point where your lower back feels like it's about to leave the mat. You don't want it to leave the mat, you want it to stay flat and connected to the mat. So you're using your abs, your pelvic floor to do this and not your lower back. Nice work. Nice work. Dead bug, or as my program told me, bed bug. Dead bug, you start with your legs in tabletop, arms up to the sky, lower back in the mat. You extend your left arm back, your right leg forward, hold it for a second, then you switch, alternating arm and leg. You really want to stretch your leg forward and your arm reaching back each time. You want to imagine if someone were to come over to your leg and your arm and press down on it or press up on it, they wouldn't be able to move it because you have it energized so much that you are an immovable object. All right. Where's my water? All right. I believe this says X up to tucks. So we did the X ups. So we'll do 1 X up, 2 X ups, and then sit up to a tuck, feet off the mat, and then back down to that X. So X up with both feet, both arms, and then sit up into a tuck position back out to that X. Less than 10 seconds. Get in one more tuck. I'm just going to hold the tuck. Nice. Nice work. Beautiful day. I think it's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Plank for 1 minute and 33 seconds, starting right now. Last exercise of the routine. We got this. Remember, you can either do a straight arm plank, squeezing everything, even your toes, or you could do the forearm plank where you lower yourself down to that forearm, to your forearms parallel, and you hold that, squeezing those abs in. Legs either together or hip distance apart. You can experiment with that as well. You can alternate. Your knees should never touch the mat. However, if you do need to take a quick breather, go for it. Remember, your butt is in line with your shoulders or slightly below, but never above. Less than 30 seconds to go. We're in the home stretch. Once that timer goes off, we'll sit back into a child's pose, get into a cool down, and then we will be on our way, six pack on its way. Nice work. Cool down time, sit back into that child's pose. Make your knees wider than your hips as you sit back. Shift your weight back towards your heels. Walk your hands over to one side of the mat. Ooh, that's hot. That's a hot mat. And then walk over to the other side of the mat. And back to center. Nice work. Let's do some cat and cow movements like we started out with. From all fours, you drop the stomach, look up for the cow. Then exhale, round the back. Maybe shift your weight back towards your heels for the cat. Excuse me. Let's do one more of each. At your own pace. Nice work. Let's flip on over onto our backs. Do figure four stretch. Right ankle over left knee. Hook it in with your left. Nice work. Pull in that left thigh. And then switch. Left ankle over right knee. Pull it in with your right. Switch, or actually legs, feet on the edges of your mat, arms out to a T. Let your legs fall over to one direction as you look over to the other. Very hot, very hot. Then legs fall the opposite direction as you look over the other side. And then come back up. Let's rock up to sit up. Do a side body stretch. Then we will finish. So raise your arms up to the sky. Let your right arm fall to the mat. Look up over your left. And then back to center. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Left hand, left forearm. Look up to your right. Excellent. We'll take 3 big deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more. And last. big breath. Last big exhale. Great job. That was 30 minutes of abs and core. Pilates, you name it. It worked your core. Thank you so much for joining me. We do something different every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like the video, please watch one of the hundreds of other videos and have a great rest of your day.